Hey guys, it's PoxiiPro. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get screws in Fallout 76. I'm going to go over one location that I think is going to be the best location, where there's going to be the most abundance of screws in one run. And then I'll go ahead and go over a workshop location as well. I'll go ahead and put in the description a bunch of other locations where you can get screws and a bunch of other ways where you can get screws. But according to my research, this is going to be one of the best ways to get screws. And I just want to say that before we get started that there is a common method of getting screws by doing the Earl boss fight. Because wendigos can drop screws, a wendigo can drop anywhere from 5 to 8 screws. So if you go to the Earl boss fight and you just focus on the ads and you just, kill the wendigos and loot their bodies, that's a very good way to get screws. But in this case, because Earl is not always accessible, we're going to go ahead and do a different method where we're looting junk that we can scrap down into screws. And our first location is going to be Whitespring Resort. So there's going to be these Northwestern cottages at the Whitespring Resort. There's going to be a employees only building here. And then there's also like a toy shop or something here. So I'll go ahead and look around and we can kind of get a feel for the White Springs area. Alright, so this is the employees only building. There's a little sign right here that says employees only, and it's kind of on the side or next to the main White Springs Resort. This is where it is on the map right here, if you kind of want to get an idea. And there's just like this little parking garage. There's gonna be some ghouls back here, but alright, so let's go ahead and head in here. So this is a desk fan in this room. Alright, and then in here we have a typewriter. What could be really helpful is before you come to White Springs to loot the area, you could mark screws for search or tag it for search. That way when you look at the items inside White Springs, you can kind of get an idea of like what gives you what you need with the little magnifying glass. Like I have golf balls for plastic. Alright, so yeah, you pretty much want to loot this entire building. Kind of just go in there, go in through all the rooms, loot everything that you can that would give you these screws. And then I'm going to go ahead and see if we can find the Northwest cottages. Alright, and this is also another employees only area, so let's go ahead and check this out. Another desk fan in this room. Alright, we have another telephone right here. There we go, we got a typewriter. So I just looted that house. It had a little bit of what we need, and then I'm gonna go ahead and head over to this building right here. Alright, let's head on in. And then you want to head upstairs into this house, and you're gonna see this Giddyup Buttercup. That's something that we're gonna need. And then in here we have another Giddyup Buttercup. I think the server stability, I don't know if it's just me, but server stability in after the last update's been a little wonky. There we go. Yeah, so we can get this Giddyup Buttercup, but essentially, and then right here we have a toy rocket ship, and we actually have these toy cars that'll all give us screws. So yeah, so essentially you want to go ahead, I'll just read it off the list right now, but essentially you want to loot the Northwestern cottages, which is kind of like this kind of strip that we're on right now, the 2-story northern cottage, and the employees only building outside the White Springs Resort. You will get 2 loose screws, 2 Giddyup Buttercups, 3 Carlisle, 3 typewriters, 1 toy truck, 2 toy cars, 2 desk fans, 1 hot plate, and 1 office desk fan, 1 portable fuel tank, and then 1 toy truck. And that's pretty much all of the screw material that you can get at just the White Springs Resort. And essentially this is going to be like the main buildings that you want to loot, this little strip down here. And this is going to be like where the majority of the screws are from, Claws & Co. It's like a little toy shop, and like right here you can get a lot of screws. And then you had the employee only buildings, and then over here we have the this is like kind of like the Northwest cottages, I believe. This building right here. And then over there we have the northern 2-story one that I was just in. So let's check out the White Springs bunker. So in order to loot the White Springs bunker, you're going to need to have completed the quest called Officer on Deck. I unfortunately have not completed the quest, so I cannot show gameplay of me looting White Springs bunker, but if you have, then White Springs bunker can be added to your list of the White Springs region to loot for screws. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and show the interior of White Springs Resort. Alright, so inside the White Springs Resort, we're going to be looking for the podium at the main entrance, Captain Kids, Elegance, and the help desk at North Entrance. We can get 1 Giddyup Buttercup, we can get 1 new toy truck, 1 clean globe, 1 clipboard, and 1 desk fan. So we have a clipboard right here. I guess it's supposed to be like the front desk. And then I believe the other ones are at the shops So let's go ahead and head inside. Right here, Captain Kids. And we can grab this guy, and we can grab this guy. Right here, Elegance. Right here, Clean Globe. So we can head over to the abandoned Bog Town workshop location, and the workshop itself won't give us screws, but there's a lot of items at the Bog Town that we can scrap down into screws, so that's going to be our second location for loot. And in terms of reference, it's going to be all the way across from Vault 76, bottom right corner, right by this number 65 on the road, and it's kind of below like this cranberries just spilling out on this farm. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and head to this workshop and do some looting. Alright, so we have arrived. I'm going to go ahead and crouch and kind of read off the list of what we're going to be looking for here. At the abandoned Bog Town workshop, we're going to be looking for the top floor of a multi-store building near the workshop controls. And then we're going to be looking for a police station as well in the area. And this is going to net us 9 handcuffs, 9 typewriters, 4 antique globes, 1 clean pepper mill, 2 office desk fans, 1 desk fan, 1 hot plate. And so all of that is going to be screws. So you just want to kind of loot those buildings that I listed off, and I'll kind of try to show some gameplay of it right here. So this is the workshop control, so I'm going to assume that the multi-story building is this one or this one right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top floor. I'm just going to go ahead and skip up to the top floor using the outside fire escape. So this is the roof. This is how we get to the top floor. Ah, okay, so this is how we get to the top floor, and here we are. So this is pretty much the floor that you want to loot for all of the screws. We can see that there's a bunch of typewriters on here, there's desk fans. I'm just gonna go ahead and snag all of these. Telephones are pretty good too if you're looking for springs. And we got the antique globes. And then the next area that we're gonna be looking for is gonna be the police station that's in the bog. All right, so across the street from the 2-story building is it going to be the police station, and in here we're going to be able to find handcuffs and some of the various other items that we need for screws. So we can go ahead and loot this. In my opinion, this location is much easier to loot than Whitesprings, so definitely maybe use this location. You can always server hop and keep farming the spot if you need to. But pretty much loot this building, and that's going to be it for the bog. And then our next method is going to be pretty much killing creatures or mobs in the world that actually drop springs. Wendigos are on the harder side to fight, so if you don't feel confident with your build, I would recommend going the safer route and just farming these locations. And they have a little bit easier enemies to combat, because Wendigos, in my opinion, can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. There's also a typewriter on the first floor. I just went back to double check, so don't completely skip the first floor of the building, go straight to the roof or to the top part of the building, because there's a desk fan and a typewriter on the first floor as well. So it might be worth checking the other floors, but most of it is going to be on the last floor at the very top. Alright, so now after doing both those clears, I didn't even do them fully. I kind of just did like a rough clear of each area just to demonstrate to you guys the general location of where the screws are going to be. I have 39 screws total. But let's go ahead and move on to the next method, which is killing Wendigos. There's a spot near Abby's bunker. I'll go ahead and show you guys on the map. Alright, so we're looking for the road south of Abby's bunker. So south is going to be down here, and there's going to be like some sort of vined tree where we can possibly meet up to 3 Wendigos, netting us up to like 8 screws each, I believe. There's also some screws in Abby's bunker, so if you were to go to Abby's bunker, loot Abby's bunker, get the screws there, go down the street for the Wendigo, that could be a pretty good run for screws. Alright, so south right here, and you're going to be looking for the truck right there that's pretty much being hung up or suspended by vines, and we can already see 1 Wendigo right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start fighting. Oh, thank you, my gold watch. But yeah, so 1 to 3 Wendigos can reliably spawn at this location right here, and I'll just kind of show you guys right on the map. It's going to be right down here south of Abby's bunker, and you can see in their inventory that they drop loose screws. So this is a really quick and easy way to get Wendigos outside of the Earl event. It's just come to this tree, and this is the spawn location, to my knowledge, according to my research, that has the chance of spawning the highest amount of Wendigos in one area. Next up we have Megasloths, and this is going to be like the last method, kind of falls under the creature slash mobs, but instead of Wendigos, it's going to be Megasloths. So we're going to go to a location that can spawn anywhere between 1 to 3 Megasloths. It's also going to be the same thing with this location, where it's the only location, according to my research, where Megasloths can spawn in that kind of quantity. we're going to want to go ahead and head down to the Southern Belle Motel, which is going to be even farther south of Abby's bunker, or all the way to the middle or right. This is right here, and it's going to be, I guess for reference, all the way to the right of Top of the World. Alright, and now that we're here, we're going to go ahead and look for the trees. Let me actually get a bit closer to the motel, and they're going to be dangling from the trees. I think sometimes if you get close enough, they drop down. Alright, so here we are. It actually took me such a long time to find this Megasloth. Like, I did 3 server hops just in case, like, for some reason the spawn was on that server, and I like walked around for so long. But essentially, according to the research, you know, it's supposed to be like southeast of the Southern Belle Motel and across the water from Harper's Ferry. So I was searching this entire forest region, and after so long, here we see an innocent Megasloth. And like, you know, Megasloths are nice creatures, but we need screws. So this is definitely one method to get screws. And when we loot this guy, boom, 5 screws. So definitely you can farm this location. Apparently it's supposed to be up to 1 to 3 Megasloths, just like the Wendigo spawn. Okay, I have arrived back at the spot after server hopping. And it looks like there's only 1. But I don't know, according to my research, like a lot of people said that there's multiple that'll spawn in this region. Maybe they're attached to different trees like in this area, but I don't know, maybe I should take a little bit more of a look around. But this one is definitely a pretty reliable spot. Here I feel so bad killing these Megasloths, man. But for the video. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. So just a really quick overview. You can loot White Springs. There's gonna be a lot of locations where you can get screws, but White Springs has like multiple locations that you may be able to do in one little tight spot. So you can do the White Springs bunker, you can do outside the White Springs Resort, and you can do inside the White Springs Resort for screws. The abandoned Bog Town, loot the top building and the police station for screws, and then you can go ahead and farm Megasloths at this location, which is going to be south of the Southern Belle Motel and kind of to the top right corner or diagonal direction of Harper's Ferry in this forest. And you can also do Abby's bunker and loot her bunker for screws, and then go down the street for a Wendigo spawn, and then you can get screws that way as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any positive or negative feedback, also let me know. That way I can improve. And yeah, until next time, guys.